Jackie, thank you for being here today.
Of course.
I appreciate you. Wow. How you feeling?
Good. I was a little nervous. I was like, oh my God, like here we go.
Yeah.
But it's not like I haven't been in front of people before. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Let's go. I'm ready.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I want to say that it's an honor and a privilege because I know you're so busy. I know you do a lot in the community. Your face is being out there. Your words is being out there. You are a help to so many people. And I just want to highlight you, right? Because sometimes we can get lost in being so busy doing what we're called to do,
Right.
that we can forget ourselves.
True.
Right?
Yes.
But I want to highlight you, right?
Appreciate it.
And I do appreciate you. So if anybody that is watching, her husband was on, right? Days of Future Past with my boy Anthony Jones. Shout out to him. Great, powerful podcast. I'm telling you, that man is really called to do great things in the community as well.
He is.
Isn't he?
He really is. He really is called to do. I can't wait to like watch those things start actually happening and showing up, because once it pops off, especially with him, his personality, you know, it's just going to go crazy.
Yeah.
Just gotta be ready.
Absolutely. You gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. No, that is true. So let's start with this.
Okay.
Right? High school. Let's go back into time. Let's start there.
Okay.
Where'd you go? Was you raised here?
Yeah, I was raised in Kansas City, and I went to Hickman Mills and graduated from Hickman Mills High School.
Okay.
A semester at Longview.
Okay.
And that kind of was it. Mainly just went out of high school and got straight to work.
Really? Straight out of high school?
Straight out of high school, straight out of high school, got pregnant, and then went straight to work.
I got you.
Yeah, that was a part of my story. So
I got you.
But yeah, that's what.
Did you like high school? Did you?
Yeah, but I wasn't really, fully involved, and that was literally just because of my dad's parenting style.
Oh, okay.
So no sports, no any of that. It was literally go home, come home, do your work, and be done next day.
That's it.
Yes.
That's it. I got you.
Yeah.
So you said you went to Longview for a little bit?
Yeah, I went for a semester.
What'd you study there?
I have no idea. It went like that.
Really?
So just the basic classes,
Basic
classes that they gave. Yeah, I didn't get too far. I had Dorian at the time.
Oh, okay.
And so I couldn't figure out how to manage it, so I ended it.
So you ended that right there?
Yeah, just committed to just working at the bank forever.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. Yeah. Y'all, I can remember the first time we met, right? And Anthony introduced me to you. And I was like, man, look at this young lady. Beautiful, just had the glow of God about you. Just was a wonderful spirit, super nice, right? You could tell that you was intelligent. And at the time, you was kind of shy.
Very much so.
Right?
Very much introverted, and yes.
Yeah.
And I literally still have that quality.
Do you?
Yeah, I have to be intentional to get out of the shell.
I got you.
For sure.
I got you.
Yeah.
But look at you now. You're flourishing.
Very
You're out
much.
there.
Very much different.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much different Jackie than what he married close to 20 years ago.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Longview, then you decided to get a job.
Yes.
Where'd you work?
So I worked at Commerce Bank in Kansas City, downtown, 23 years. 23 of them years.
Oh, you put 23 years to them?
100% gave them committed 23 years to the bank, for sure. Yeah. Actually.
How'd you like it?
I loved it. I made a lot of friends. I started when I was 18, 19 years old. I actually was pregnant with Dorian when I started. And so I was the young one that had the older friends. All the other people were older than me.
Right.
But I loved it. I loved working with who I worked with, things like that over the years. Worst part about it, they were older than me. And so they started passing away. And so as it got towards my year 20 and stuff like that, I started losing those friends.
Ooh, okay.
And so it did make a big impact on, working and how I felt about going to work and stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow, 23 years. Mm-hmm. That's a long time.
It is. It is.
So you've probably seen a lot in the banking industry that just changed and things
of course.
evolved.
Yeah, absolutely seen a lot in the banking that changed. Still really not a lot of education in the community and stuff that I didn't experience, but just the bank aspects of the banking career, those things kind of changed, for sure.
Wow. So why'd you leave that career? What made you?
Why I left the bank?
Yeah.
I left the bank because the bank told me I was competition. So the bank told me, yes.
What?
So I was getting licensed part-time on the side, licensed in the financial services industry. And once I got a fully securities license, HR representative called me maybe a week or so after I passed my exam, and her word verbatim was that I'm competition. And I needed to make a decision on if I was going to stay at the bank or if I was going to leave. And I decided to leave. And if I have to be very honest and transparent, during that phone call, I just came back. This is about to be a whole thing.
No, go ahead. Talk about it. Talk about it.
But I just came, after I passed that exam, I got back to work from the breast cancer diagnosis and all of those, and surgery and all of that stuff.
Oh, wow.
And so when the HR representative called me and said that I was competition, I needed to make a decision if I was going to stay at the bank or if I was going to leave.
Right.
Never did they offer me a position.
Right.
Never did they offer me a position at the bank, But I remember being on Zoom, and I remember tears just rolling down my face. But I also remember telling her, I said, I'm only crying because I just got back from a major health scare and I need your insurance. And that was verbatim.
Wow.
And so the lady, she gave me, this had to be close to the weekend, because I remember her saying, take time. She understood. She was like, take time and, come back on, I think it was a Tuesday, and, and let us know what you're going to do. And the day that I came back on Zoom, me and the HR lady on Zoom, opened up the Zoom, verbatim, she said, I already know what you're going to do. And I said, well, what is that? She said, oh, you're going to stay. I said, actually, no, I'm not. I said, actually, today is my last day. And that was her response. She said, wow, I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know. Have you said your goodbyes to everybody? Have you have you done it? And I was like, well, you're the HR lady. Like, I kind of expect, have you talked to your supervisor or manager? I'm like, I haven't talked to nobody but you, HR lady. And she said, well, take your time, say your goodbyes to everybody, and then we'll come back in a few hours once I get everything prepared. And when I look back over that, Brian, I think about she was so comfortable that I was going to make the decision to stay, that she put it out there before allowing me to, expose what I was going to do. And it just made me think about how many people surrendered to the job versus their dreams. And I actually made the decision, like, no, I'm a bet on me. And it was one of the best days ever.
She didn't even know who you were.
Absolutely not.
She didn't know the fight that you had in you, or how you were raised, right?
Exactly.
I'm sure they had to play a part in that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow.
It's like, okay, don't threaten me with a good time. Okay, let's see what's
right.
Don't dare me. I was raised in the time we did them. Was it dog dares and all that stuff?
All that
Absolutely
stuff.
Not. Like, come on now.
So, today's, because I don't drink or partake or anything. I say, what? Hold my protein. Right, hold my protein shake. I'm about to show you what
I'm about to do. Exactly.
What I'm about to do.
I thought it was a big deal when she said I was competition.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, to a whole corporation, that was huge to me to be able to hear, like, those words were really, really big to hear that I was competition.
Yeah.
And I took it. Like, okay, well, if it's just little old me and I'm competition and y'all worried about me, I think I'm on the right path.
Yep.
And so I need to just continue to do what I'm doing without you.
I'm about to show you.
Yeah, 100%.
Since I'm competition. You thought that was a knock towards me, but that gave me fire.
Exactly.
That gave me.
Exactly.
Oh, that is powerful. I love that.
It did.
So you just stepped out on faith.
Absolutely. As scary as it was, but you get to some point in life where you got to make a decision.
Yep.
Like, what am I gonna do? I've been comfortable doing this for 23 years. I know how to take 71 and go downtown every day in traffic, and take 71 and go back every day. But I don't know how to do the latter. So let's try something new. And my husband supported it 100%. He knew it was my passion. He knew it was what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so he was instantly supportive. Like, yeah, go ahead. Like, you're done. That's your last day.
Really?
Yeah, there was no, like, let's sit down and talk about it, all of this stuff. It was literally like, okay.
Wow. Shout out to all the great husbands out there that's holding it down, that's supporting their spouse, their loved ones. Man, that's love. Because you don't often find that in some relationships, right? You find the bickering back and forth. Oh no, this is your nest egg. This is what we set up for, right?
Absolutely. It wasn't a thought about you can't do that because we have bills, or you can't do that. Like, how are we going to survive without your income? Because we're going from, Jackie, you're bringing in this a certain amount of money, to Jackie, now you're bringing in nothing, and you're going to have to work to feed the family. And it was scary. Honestly, it was very scary. I remember buying a whole bunch of things, like with my paycheck, to kind of make sure, like, oh my God, like, if I don't have no money coming in, let's make sure we got tissue and all of that stuff. But eventually you have to pull up your own bootstraps, and you make it work. You're gonna sink or swim.
Absolutely.
One of the two. We sinking or swimming.
Wow.
So yeah,
that's amazing. So basically, you had said something that's so powerful that I want to go back and touch on, is that when you told the lady, nah, this be my last day, but you said you also was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yep.
So you was battling uphill both ways, job and your health.
And mental part too. Yeah,
and mental.
It was still very early after the diagnosis that happened. Like, this is me coming back to work in November, and I was still not mentally healed. I remember before I even came back to work, I took extra time before I went back to work. Like, hey, I'm not ready to come back.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was doing a lot, like trying to build up this business on a part-time basis at the time.
Yep.
Then still going through the breast cancer, and then still trying to like do work, get licenses, and study and build a team, and recover from surgery, and taking exams. Like, I was going, I'm crazy. All of that stuff while I'm going through breast cancer diagnosis, and then come back, and then got a decision to make. I'm like, you about to lose this, you about to leave this job or not?
Wow. Wow. A whirlwind.
And I can laugh at it now, but at the time it was a lot going on.
It's a hard decision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thankfully you had a support system there with you, right?
Yes.
Wow. So let's dive more into that. So how did you feel when you first got that? You're right. That diagnosis. Oddly.
So I'll have to go back a little bit. So I had to get, what's it called? My first mammogram or whatever.
Yep.
And I was having like some pains in my side. And so that's what kind of prompted the doctor to say, well, let's just get you a mammogram. You're 40 years old, whatever. It's time for you to start anyways. And it was all initiated from the pain in my side. And I thank God it was the pain in the side that he was giving me to expose the pain that was in my breast.
Wow.
Because I would have never had the mammogram done.
Sure.
And so get the mammogram done, and they call and say they see something. It's like, okay. And so they call and say see something, you got to get a biopsy done.
Yep.
And so this is during kind of pulling out of COVID. So COVID protocols and stuff are still there. And so go to get the mammogram. My husband cannot go in the back.
Yep.
And so it's just me, the sweetest nurse ever, me, the radiologist guy, and the nurse or whatever. And she's wiping my tears away as I'm going through the biopsy.
Wow.
While I'm going through the biopsy.
Wow.
And then as soon as it was over, she rushed and got Anthony so fast. And so you wait a couple of weeks.
Sure.
All right, which is I remember and this might go long, and I apologize.
You're good.
But I remember my doctor asking, like, how am I sleeping? And I was like, oh, I'm fine. Like, whatever, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then it was like, biopsy, all of that stuff. And I remember her asking me, am I sleeping? How am I sleeping? And she was like, I can give you some sleep medicine. And I'm thinking, like, I don't need no sleep medicine. But I realized why she offered that, because the anxiety is so high, waiting for a response. It's like 2 weeks. And so, of course, you're thinking 100% the worst.
Yep.
And then you're also thinking 100% this couldn't happen to you type of stuff.
Yep.
And so get the phone call. I was working at home at the time. Get the phone call. The doctor, she calls, and she basically tells me, they got to be straightforward with it. Like, it's cancer. And so I said, okay. I said, this is exactly what I said. Another verbatim statement. I said, ma'am, I have 5 kids. I said, tell me what I need to do. And she said, well, I'm going to get you to the best doctors here in Kansas City, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, they should be calling you later on today. And so I called Anthony, and I'm like, this is so silly, but it's just me. I called Anthony. I'm like, hey, babe, like, the results came back. Like, it's cancer. And he's like, are you okay? Do you need me to come home? And I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm working.
Yeah.
And so I'm literally just at the computer, just working, and call my mom. Like, oh, yep, the doctor called. It's cancer. Okay. Just working.
Wow.
It did not register.
Yeah.
And so Anthony comes home anyways, as he should have.
Yep.
So
Absolutely.
He comes home anyways, and he just comes through the door and he's like, hey, I'm like, I'm fine. Like, he's trying to give me a hug, and I'm like, I'm fine. Like, it's what it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that same week, our nephew was graduating from high school.
Okay.
He's graduating from high school, so we're at the graduation. We're at, well, what's that place that's downtown? Anyways, he's graduating from high school. And while we're there, my brother-in-law is asking Kobe and Elijah, the other boys, like, are y'all ready to graduate? Like, this is going to happen to you, sooner or later. And like, I'm watching all of these parents watching their kids graduate. I think it was like a couple of days after the diagnosis. I'm watching all these kids graduate and everything. And my brother-in-law, I'm hearing this conversation. And then I start thinking, like, I'm not going to be able to see this with my kids. This is not going to, like, it's possible that I won't be here, like counting the years before Elijah graduates, all of these things.
Wow.
And so my body is getting hot, literally. It's getting hotter and it's getting hotter.
Wow.
And as the graduation is going on, it got so hot that I remember two people sitting here, and I remember hopping up and almost gliding over these people to get through because we were all sitting in the row, like getting through the row. And I got out of there and in the hallway, the doorway, and just burst out crying. Burst out. And so it took days before it actually hit what that diagnosis actually was. And so then Anthony, eventually he finds where I'm at, and sister-in-law, Anthony's cousin finds where I'm at, and then, that's how the family found out about the diagnosis or whatever. But yeah. Jeez,
that's a lot.
It took a minute before it even hit me personally. I literally was just like, I got diagnosed. Everything's fine.
And you just kept
I literally was just kept working.
I get it.
Crazy.
Wow. But here you are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the lesson that you learned through all of that, right? Going through, the diagnosis, and your job is like, oh, you're not going to stay. Like, what's the lesson you can pull from that?
I never thought about the lesson, but if I would have to say some of the blessings that I got from it, I realized how much favor that I had that I didn't have, how much love and how much love that was surrounding me that I didn't know that I had. I didn't know people cared that much about me during that breast cancer time. And I would find myself going to, I remember one particular time I was sitting at my desk and a delivery came, and it was a edible arrangement had just came to the house. And I opened, of course, you're surprised, you're not expecting something like this. And I remember getting up, and I'll use it mildly, but I remember getting up like frustrated, and I get up to the bedroom, and I said, Lord, what am I supposed to do with this? And he said, and I said, I don't know what to do with this. He said, it's not for you. And I was like, it's not for me? Ooh. And I just got up, and I was just like, okay. Because remember at the time I was posting everything that I was going through on social media.
I remember that. Yeah.
My breast cancer diagnosis was very much open on TikTok, Facebook. Everybody was following the story, and he said it's not for me. And I remember during that time I was had ladies DMing me, telling me that they appreciate my content, asking me questions about my procedures because they're going through stuff. Can I get your number? And they're calling me, and I'm talking to these ladies. And while I'm trying to figure out this stuff on myself, I'm helping the other ladies figure it out on their own. Wow. And so it was a shift. It was a shift, and I believe it wasn't for me. I believe it was for my entire family, for us to, even my doctor. I'll never forget when I went to the doctor after my surgery and stuff, my primary care physician, and she said, I can't believe this happened to you.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
She was surprised that it happened to me.
Yeah.
And so when I say it wasn't for me, like, I don't think it was for my family to understand. Nobody's exempt. My family started praying. Like, my dad would sneak and come and visit me.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like he was sneaking and come and visit, like, I'm about to come over.
Yeah.
You know, and just come and see me more often than not.
Wow.
You know, my mom, she left her job and came and stayed up here with me during the time to make sure she was here to take care of me during the time and stuff like that.
Right.
It was just a whole thing for my entire family.
Yeah.
And everybody else that was around.
Yeah. Oftentimes I always believe that God allows us to go through things and we think that, okay, it's only for us, but you said it 100%. Always for other people, is to testify, to let them know that God is real, right? And he's with you through the storm, right? You might be in the eye of it, right in the middle of it, but he's right there.
100% right. 100% right there. And it's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I went through it.
Yeah.
There was a statement that I'm trying to remember exactly what I was going to say. If it pops back up, I'll mention it.
Yeah.
I'll mention it. But
yeah,
I don't think it was for me. I 100% believe that God wanted it to be. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, I think that God also knew that I wasn't going to leave the bank. As much as I said that, you know, I'm getting my licenses, I'm going to start my own business, all of these things. I don't think that I 100% believe God knew that I wasn't just going to leave.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to create this scenario to where she's going to have an option to where it's either leave or stay.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it happened to come through the breast cancer diagnosis.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that was one of the reasons.
Absolutely. Yeah. I feel that. That's a real statement because, you know, just dealing with some of the things that I've gone through, right? You know the stories. I was hospitalized during that. I lost 35 pounds, right? During that time.
Yeah.
And I believe that a lot of times that shows you that you are of the chosen, right? Many are called, but few are chosen.
Right.
And chosen ones hear the voice of God, and we move and we act on it, and we do what is necessary to be in the right position at the right time. So yeah, God will allow things to shift. When you call it a shifting.
Yeah.
That's exactly
100% what it
was. Wow.
100%. Because I don't think I would have moved. If I think about it, I wouldn't have moved.
Yeah.
As much as I said, I would have been too scared.
Yep.
I would have been too scared to leave the comfort of the paycheck.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And he's like, she's not going to leave.
Yep.
Unfortunately, you're going to have to experience something because your calling is waiting on you.
It's waiting on you. Oh my gosh, you said something so powerful, right? So we got to be stretched in that, right? We got to stretching in the faith, stretching in trusting in God, stretching in hearing his voice, right? All that is so important when it comes to, you know, your calling, right? I talked about something the other day and I did a video talking about identity and how important that is and how sometimes we think we're safe in one area and that's our identity. I'm just over here. I'm the security officer. I'm just doop. And God's like, no, I have a greater identity for you, right?
Yes.
In Christ. And sometimes we got to be obedient.
Right.
We got to absolutely be obedient, you know? So let's talk about this. So you left, you're dealing with, you know, the shifting, I'm going to call it that. So now you're a business owner. You tell me about that, being an entrepreneur, right? Now, before we do, I've seen, you know, how you've moved up in this company and how you get these plaques and everything and how, you know, how God is allowing you to have a voice.
Yes.
But let's talk about the entrepreneurship. How is that?
Yeah, so entrepreneurship is wild. No matter what I say it. Because it's never comfortable. You can never get comfortable in entrepreneurship because it's always fluctuating. And you're always building. But it also creates what the job removes from you, which is creativity. When we work a job, you know what you need to do from 8 to 5.
Facts.
When you have a business, you're always thinking of what is the next best thing that I can do to maximize my business.
Yep.
And so when I say it's wild, it's a fun wild, but it's also very scary because you control your income. And sometimes your income is controlled by of what other people are doing.
Absolutely.
In your business and stuff like that. And so me not having any like management, I was leads at the bank or something like that,
Yeah.
but never having like any management background. So never managing people and stuff like that to where I can say, yeah, I can jump into this easy. It's been a ride, and it's been me learning. I had to do a lot of personal development before being a business owner. Personal development, I had no idea that existed. It was just like, go to work, come on, but then you have to be intentional. Like if you want to be a business owner, if you want to be a leader, okay, well, follow leaders, watch leaders. Look, so I learned a lot from YouTube. Being intentional, watching a lot of people on YouTube. I fell in love at the time with like Les Brown, and so I watch a lot of Les. Very, very powerful. Watched a lot of his videos consistently. Lisa Nichols, E.T. Like I would just watch a whole bunch of videos to try to figure out like who I am and who do I want to be and how do I improve myself, because I couldn't be. You said in the beginning, like soft Jackie. Introverted Jackie to be what I wanted to be. And so I had to be very intentional to pull my way out of. And now people, they come to me like, oh my God, like you're awesome and you're that. And I'm like, yeah, that took a lot of work, and it's still a lot of work.
Sure. Yeah.
It's still a lot of work, but I do love exactly what I do. Everything good?
Yeah. We're
okay.
Good. I'm just moving this out the way. I didn't know if it was in the shot or not. Don't worry, I can cut that out. Was that in the shot?
Oh, okay.
The phone, it wasn't? Okay.
All right, cool.
Back to it.
But yeah, just being very intentional about my growth and personal development. I'm reading books. Don't ask me one because I haven't read it, but just being intentional about the growth, because you can't stay the same as being somebody else's mentor, somebody's coach.
Absolutely.
Trying to fight to be a regional vice president and growing and all of those things.
That's beautiful. Because you mentioned Les Brown. I love one of his quotes. He said, only OQPs should be around you.
Yeah.
Right?
Other qualified.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember.
Only qualified people.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
Les Brown was, yeah, he said,
like I know that.
Only quality people should be in your life. And that makes sense. Not that you are better than anybody, but if you still on the block doing the same thing,
stuff, your growth is they're gonna hold you down.
Right.
They're gonna hold you down.
They're gonna hold you down. You're not trying to do, something else.
Exactly.
You're comfortable in this, right? And there are some people that, even back when the children of Israel was being rescued from Pharaoh, some of them complained, was like, man, at least we got 2 fishes. You only getting one. Yeah, I want to go back to slavery.
Exactly.
What? Sit your back down.
Yeah.
Quit tripping.
We got something for you.
Got something for you.
Just
gonna be
wait
all
on
right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But entrepreneurship, you're so right about that. You got to be creative. You got to always be on your toes. You got to think about things. You got to think about the next move. And like you said, the money that's coming in.
It's on you.
It's on you, right? To provide for your family. But I always believe this is that when you step out on faith, God will always have a ram in the bush for you. Always provide for you, right?
Thank you, Lord.
It always will allow that to be, and faith is so powerful. I coined this, I haven't coined it, I haven't paid anything, but faith, the word faith to me means find all inner thoughts hopeful or holy, however you want to put that.
Yep.
Right? Because when we're faced with that, like, oh no, we got bills. Look, I got to find all inner thoughts holy. Find all inner thoughts hopeful. So I got to go in myself and dig and even get in the scriptures and say, okay, Lord, let me find where you made provision. let me look here. Okay, right here now. Hold on. You said put you in remembrance, right?
Right.
So beneficial. But that's the part of being an entrepreneur. That's part of doing what you called of God.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And I really do think it's a calling for me. I think this is what I was intended to do. Yeah. Now, is there anything else that's, in my future? If it is, I don't see it right now. But as of right now, this is my passion. This is what I was literally called to do.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that because when I'm on social media and I saw a post of yours and I think it blew up to like 55.K, 54,000 people, and somebody else had pulled you and was
And
like,
used my stuff,
and used your stuff. And I said, oh, she famous. Let me make sure my number still working. Hey, friend, don't forget about me. But that is you operating in what God called you to do, and that's beautiful. Yeah. That is so beautiful. Man, keep operating in that. Keep operating that.
Yeah, I feel like I don't have a choice.
You got a choice. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So listen, let's transition to some other projects that you're working on. Something else that you got going on with the women, right? Yeah. What we doing? What we got?
Well, I only laugh about it because it was not supposed to be what it's turned out to be.
Okay.
So I am, that was a good way to say it. I am a girl, but I also like outdoorsy things, right?
Right.
And so I made a post on Facebook, and the post on Facebook basically said, hey, anybody like fishing? Maybe if I can get 10 people that say they'll like join like a little fishing group, like I'll make a little fishing group, right?
Right.
And so 10 people had commented like, hey, yeah, me. And I'm like, okay, cool, great. Yep. And I was like, okay, well, I'll start on it now. And so I just happened to go on TikTok, and I made a little post like, hey, Kansas City, like if you're a girl and you like having your nails done, and if you like this and you like fishing like me, I got a group called Real Women Fish Kansas City.
Wow.
Like, go ahead and join the group.
Okay.
Went to bed just like social media does. I wasn't even thinking about that post. And then all of a sudden, it just blew up. And so now the group has over 300 members in this Real Women Fishing group. They're all posting all of their pictures with their fish, their daughters, their mothers. All these women are there, and they're DMing me, and it's turned into a whole corporation for me.
Really?
Based off of something that I thought was very small, and God was like, no, this is another thing that's going to be big for you.
Absolutely.
And I had a lady, a part of the group, reach out to me, and she said she was so glad that I did this for the community. I talked to her on the phone, and she said, your presence is what we need. She was like, the way that you are seen in the camera, she was like, we need that in the community. She was like, it was so captivating to see you and somebody like you to present this group. And she was like, so anything that you need, any help, I'll be willing to help you with anything that you need. And they just been coming and buying t-shirts, which is crazy. I'm like, these girls is buying t-shirts. They are so excited about this fishing.
That's amazing.
It really is. So I'm excited about it. I am overly I'm not exhausted, but I'm just like, now I have a business and a business that I went through.
And a business and a business, yeah.
So now I got two things in my hands in two
awesome.
plaplaces. But it happens in a few weeks, and then it'll come and go. But it's been cool. Exciting.
It's been exciting.
Yeah. It definitely has been exciting.
Yeah. I think people need authentic people, right?
There it is.
We've seen the fake, we've seen the phony, we've seen how people just want to get in your pocketbook or your wallet. We've seen all that adoration, and I think people are just done with that.
They want somebody that's genuine.
Somebody that's genuine. Somebody that's just like me. Like, you use Colgate too? Yeah, I use Colgate too. Oh, wow. Right? We have something in common.
Yeah.
People are ready for that.
Yeah.
Right? Especially being in leadership. And that's what I see a lot. The things that God is speaking to me about is some of these leaders that's, leading people astray. And then when you go behind the veil and you be like, ooh, this is the Wizard of Oz? What is it? What we got going on here, right? It's not it's not matching what they say about their life, right? And that's a problem.
Very much so.
And I think God is raising up people like us to say, hey, I'm just me. But you got a task to do. You got to obey my words. Because why? People need that. People need to see somebody that's really loving God and have blessed them throughout their life. You got a powerful, powerful testimony. That one, people, like you said, was like, oh my gosh, this is a blessing. I know you went through this. Right. Thank you for sharing this, right? Mm-hmm. Even with me when I tell my testimony. Because I really thought that I was out of here.
Yeah.
When I was sick in the hospital, my wife couldn't come up. You know, it was the time of COVID, and I'm laying in this bed. I gave up, Jackie. I said, forget it. I'm just gonna die.
Like, this
forget
is
it. I'm gonna just sit here and die. I was giving into it, and I can feel myself just fading away. But I heard the voice of the Lord tell me. He said, "Celebrate small victories." And I woke up and I looked in my room and I didn't see anybody. I said, okay, I'm tripping. I'm going the upper room. I'm thinking I'm going to upper room, right? I'm ready. The upper. And I went to sleep again. And I heard it again. Celebrate the small victories. And I woke up and then it began to look around. Even though my resting heart rate was 160 beats per minute, my heart's still beating. Even though I had a couple of blood clots at the same time, ready to go to my heart, I still am alive. And when I start to focus on the small things in my life that I took for granted, that changed me. I start to feel power come back into my body. I stopped focusing on what was scary, the boogeyman and all this stuff, and start focusing on those things, and it changed my life.
I know the feeling.
Yes.
I know the feeling. When I was going through, before breast cancer thing, when we was in our team, we were reading books. We were doing the morning read, and one of the morning reads that we were reading, that we had read prior to my diagnosis, was The Power of Positive Thinking.
Okay.
And that, having had read that book prior to the diagnosis, really helped me out so much. Because being diagnosed or being in a sickness or something like that, it is a mind thing before it's even a body thing.
Yes, it is.
And so being able to have a tool outside of prayer that's like, okay, I need to think positive. Don't think like, because death comes, like it just continues to be, and you, even though you don't want to think about it, it's a part of you, so you think about it. An average person maybe doesn't think about it as much, but as somebody that's ill, you think about it often.
That's right.
And it's and then you try to pull it away. And so that power of positive thinking book, it really helped me out a lot, because it helped me shift when I was going there.
Sure.
It's like, okay, change it to say something different. Say something different.
Say something different. No, I love that. And it's like vultures, right? When you get diagnosed, when you facing that, it's like vultures just circling, waiting for this carcass to die. This circle is any day now. Right. We swooping in.
Right. That's how it feels. That's how it feels too.
Yeah. Man, that is something else.
Yeah,
wow.
It's very scary.
It is very scary. So, So listen, you do a lot in the community that we talked about, right? So let's say, what's one thing that you want to share with somebody, in your business of what you do, and why it's so important, right? For life insurance or all these things, even, saving money and doing all these things. Why is that so much of a draw to you?
So for me, growing up, I was always a money person. So even as a little kid, if you can go back through pictures of me when I was a little kid, I always had money. Always had money as a kid. And I was always saving money. And so, because I always did babysitting jobs and stuff like that, but I never was a spender. I was always like, let me put this money up.
Sure.
And as I became a teenager, I became the person that my friends and stuff would come to and be like, hey, can you hold this money? Right, so that became that. Right. And then as I became an adult, then there was times where like my mom would say, hey, Jack, can you hold this money? I need, and then the people who would give me money, I know you're not going to spend it. You just hold it and don't give it to me until here, or give it to me on this date type of stuff. And so and I was always called the cheap person, all of these things, but it was always surrounded by money. And then I ended up working at the bank, and then, and so being introduced to an opportunity to be able to help people in the area of their finances, and help them improve, and educate them on the areas of things in finance, in the finance world, was big to me. Right. I was big on, saving, and I had the checkbook registers. I was down to the penny type of girl. Yeah. And so I was big on that, but I also didn't understand investing. I also didn't understand life insurance and why it was so important to have something outside of work. Sure. I also didn't understand why having a business, even if it's on the side, was so important. To help us with our tax benefits, and stuff like that. And so what I do helps the masses, because the masses don't understand really how money works. It's a lot of moving factors when it comes to it comes to finance and building somebody's like financial house and things. And without us having like somebody to guide us through that process, then we're going to easily make the mistakes. And the system is built for you to not win.
Sure. Yeah.
And so you're only going to win if you know the rules to the game. Wow. And most people don't know the rules to the game. So the large majority of people lose.
Yeah. That's wow. You said something there. Don't know the rules of the game.
Don't know the rules to the game. And so we lose at the money game. If you created Monopoly, you're going to win in Monopoly every time.
You're going to win. Yeah.
But we didn't create this money system.
True.
And so without knowing how it actually works, then the large majority of people lose all the time.
Yeah.
And so imagine having somebody like myself that'll be that person that's read the books, that studied the game plan of Monopoly and can say, you're doing it wrong. That's not the rules. That's not how you should do it. Yeah. You should probably do it like this so you can be successful, so you don't go this way and go that way.
Yeah.
And yield some better results.
Yeah. Do you see a cultural depravity when it comes to that in the community?
100%.
Yeah.
Our community, African American community, it is very challenging to get them to implement the plan to improve their personal financial situation.
Sure.
Now I like the ideal of the education, like give me the education. Like it's big on. Look, you can go to YouTube, you can go anywhere, and you can find money things.
Right.
But when it comes to the implementation, it's very difficult to get them to make the decision. Like, hey, this is what you need to do, and you need to do it now.
Right.
Number one, they see life insurance as a bill, not a means to be able to protect their family.
Got you.
Even though investing is going to be a big part, nobody sees themselves as getting older. Nobody sees their future self. And I tell people all the time, it's your younger self responsibility to take care of your future self.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing that now, you're going to look up. I'm 45. How? Because you're going to look up and you're going to be 45, 50, 60 years old. And you're going to be like, okay, how? How did I get here? How did I get here? And I didn't put any money away. And now I got to work forever.
Wow.
And so being a financial professional for the community, it makes a huge impact. And I really do change people's lives when they actually make the decision to finally sit down with me.
Yeah.
And a lot of things that I hear when I'm sitting down with people is nobody taught us this in school. I promise you, that is the biggest thing. The most common thing people tell me is nobody taught us this stuff in school.
Yeah. Wow.
You don't got the rule book. I talk to teachers. I sit down with teachers and I teach them some things about money, simple rules when it comes to money, and they never heard of it. So where are we getting this from?
Yeah. Wow. System set up for you to fail. Or not to win.
Or not to win, or not to know, or dive deep into it. But not to say that it's not available, like the information is not available, the access is not available.
Yeah.
It's like, but nobody is coming to our communities and saying, hey, let me show you how this is actually done. Look, if you want to go to a larger company, fine, but you got to better have larger money to sit down with that corporation and say, hey, I want to put my money away.
Better have larger money.
Your pockets better be deep. And if you think about the average, like we don't have all of that money.
Yeah, that's
and so
true.
you can come and you can sit down with somebody like myself and say, look, I want to participate in some of these things. Tell me how.
Yeah.
Show me how this retirement thing works. Show me how this life insurance works. I want to leave some generational wealth, but I don't know how it works. I want to be able to retire at 55, but I don't know how to retire at 55. And look, everybody,
true.
Retirement is not an age.
Yeah.
I get that a lot. People tell me, when do you want to retire? Oh, I want to retire. I can retire tomorrow if I want. And I'm like, that's not possible unless you win the lottery.
Unless you do that right.
But retirement is not an age. And people get that confused. Retirement is a dollar amount. Absolutely. And you need to know exactly what that dollar amount is to make sure that you're succeed at whatever your goals are.
Yeah. Man, that is so beautiful that you're doing that in the community. But like you said, you never want to look, I didn't see myself at 47, right? When I was hanging out with Anthony and Alex, we was in high school. We would, we bad boys for life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking I'm I'm, Marcus Brunette and he Mike Lowry. I'm thinking we got time. I still want my royalties, Martin. Anyway.
Get it.
I'm just joking. But no, but all seriousness aside, you're right about that. It wasn't taught to us to even think that way.
Not even
47? Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah, not even taught to think like that. And so how it's made an impact on my family is that my children are investors. Like my whole family, like I'm the money person for my family.
Yeah.
There was no financial advisors in my family that I'm aware of before me.
Yeah.
Right. And so there was a shift. And so now it's like, call Jackie. All right, did my son call you? I told him to call you.
Yeah,
All of these things. And so now I became the person for my family that they say, okay, call Jackie for these money matters because she the one in the family.
Wow.
You think about families, every family got a nurse. We can pick out a nurse in the family anywhere. We got nurses in the family. We got a mechanic in the family. We got somebody that we can find that's gonna fix the car. We can find somebody that's gonna do HVAC or something. Yep. You know what I'm saying? But where's the financial advisors in the family? In the African American community. Where's that person at?
I get that. Wow.
And so because it's so small, then we missing out on the opportunities. And so that generation is just suffering. Nobody's winning at the money game.
So true. You're right about that. Wow.
But now I got clients. I'll get clients be like, hey, I need you to set this up. My daughter, she about to be calling you because she needs to get her stuff set up. I told her that she's going to be calling you.
Yeah.
My cousin, he was in Washington. He said, hey, I'm talking to this girl. She's 20-something years old. She a nurse. She making good money, but she blowing it. I told her she need to call you.
Yeah.
And so now the word is getting out like, you need to call Jackie.
Wow.
And so just making a huge impact.
That's beautiful.
Through money, through finance, conversations.
Yeah. And I can tell you're passionate about it.
I know. It just
No.
I felt it.
You good.
Listen, I felt it. Like this is my thing. I felt it coming up.
Yeah, I can tell.
Felt it. I love it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. You wear it well.
Thanks.
You do. You wear it well. Because I'm sitting here, and like I said, I've learned from you. I've listened to your videos. It's like, man, I didn't know that. I'm gonna try that. You know what I'm saying? Myself.
Right.
And I really think that you're going to continue to be that, what people need. You know what I'm saying, to help them build generational wealth, to think about that, to leave a legacy for their children, to leave a legacy, or even if you're not here anymore, to have, Anthony said something that was so powerful because we mentioned you and what you do. And he was like, man, I don't want to be a fish dinner family or to raise money by doing to pay for services and stuff. Like that should already be established.
Yes, 100%.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful that you're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. I think it should be already established very much early.
Yeah.
It should be instilled in people that these are important tools to have in your, financial toolbox.
Wow. Well, listen, before we go, thank you again. This
You're
is so
welcome.
powerful. But you are multi-talented. You know I was gonna bring this up. Y'all, she was on Facebook one day, and I just happened to pop on, right? And I'm doing some study, and I see her, and she's like switching out her carpet, like cutting it and measuring it, and am I right?
Yeah.
I was like, man, this girl know how to do all that. Like plumbing. I'm not trying to throw you out there, but you are you're multi-talented. Where'd you learn all those gifts from?
My parents.
Your parents.
So I was raised by my dad, but my mom was present. I did visits and stuff.
Sure.
But my dad, he's the guy. Like my daddy can do anything.
Yeah.
Dad, I mean everything. And so I was the daughter that followed my dad whenever he would go and do some work at somebody's house.
Yeah.
He had all daughters. But I was the one that always followed my dad. I thought like if he was hanging sheetrock, I was in that house helping him hanging sheetrock. I was daughter going outside getting the tools that he needed. Yeah. And I would be the daughter that wanted to be on the we had a small yard in the city.
Yeah.
But we had a riding lawnmower. My daddy liked tools. And so I would be the daughter that's cutting the grass, using the riding lawnmower. So I was I liked all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then my mom, I don't know if it's because the type of cars that she had to have at the time, but she can fix cars.
Really?
All right. And she was a truck driver. And
that's right.
Yeah. And so she knows how to do things too. So I think it all came naturally, but I love doing stuff with my hands, like very, like I like technology, like all of your cameras. I'm like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And then just doing things. Like I'm a Lego girl. I love Legos.
I've been seeing that lately.
Yeah, I love Legos. Have been just kind of diving back into it. But as a kid, we had a whole bunch of Legos growing up.
Right.
But I'm a Legos girl. I like you said, I can do. I even had my own business for women. You remember that? She Men's.
Yeah, I remember
So I had my own
Yeah.
She Men's business where I was helping ladies. It was solely focused on ladies, and I probably should bring it back.
Yeah.
But because they still ask, but it was solely focused on helping ladies with things. And like, you bought a new bed and you don't want it to put it together. I like putting stuff together, so let me be the person to put it together.
Right.
My first client was a lady from church. She bought her daughter one of those little kitchens, and she couldn't figure out to put it together. And I was like, I delivery fee and pick up and put it together
and fee, I got you,
and make the money off of it. But it just comes easy to me. I like those things.
Yeah.
And so it does make me seem as if like I'm a barber. I cut hair. I do things in the house. I'm the finance lady. I don't know. Thank God.
Proverbs 31, virtuous woman.
Yes.
Here. That's amazing.
Appreciate it.
So listen, all you men out there that's looking for somebody, find you somebody that can help change the carpet, that know how to change the engine and put in an alternator, okay? Virtuous, I'm just having fun. But really, Jackie, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for being here. I know you are super busy, so
it was a pleasure. Actually.
God placed you on my heart to be here just to highlight you and
I'm
talk.
glad. I appreciate it. I was the conversation. I'm not surprised at, but the atmosphere I really loved. Like this was
awesome.
Really great. So I appreciate you even thinking about me and suggesting that I sit in the throne to have the conversation. Much. So yeah, 100% was a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I won't take up no more of your time. To the family out there, to the people, listen, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for watching, and continue to be blessed. And go and be great, beautiful people.